Hello, I am Matthew Cerefice from Bergey Chevrolet. We're here to do a comparison between the 2011 Chevrolet Cruze and the Toyota Corolla. Just wanted to mention some things to you about the Cruze. It is in the mid-size car. It is having an extremely good mid-size car presence. Has been sold 170,000 of them all around the world. Been brought to America now. It's been tested to the highest quality and durability standards. It is amazingly quiet. It does have a design style with tight gaps going around it. Want to mention some things here. We have standard daytime running lamps. We also have, as you'll notice, a black grille with chrome surround in the front there. Just want to mention that we have a decorative pleat going on with the tight gaps. That's something that GM wants us to point out here. As we move over, you'll see on here we have the wheels, which start at 16 inches, and on the Toyota Corolla over there, they start at 15 inches. On the Cruze, you can actually go from 16 to 18 inches. The advantage of the 16 over the 15-inch wheel is that with a bigger size wheel, it'll give you a little bit smoother of a ride. So that is one advantage that we have over the Toyota Corolla. Also, we have four-wheel analog disc brakes, which are exclusively standard to the Cruze. With that, we have StabiliTrak and traction control, which are also standard with the Cruze. I'd like to go ahead and open up both trunks on both the vehicles here. You'll notice this door is a little bit heavy. That just is great for safety with the safety cage of the Cruze. Pop the hood here. This GM Chevrolet Cruze is right here in the center, and it's actually really easy to open. You just put this right here, and I'm going to go ahead and move up the Corolla at the same time, so you can take a look at both of them. Now, I will tell you, this Corolla, if you know your Toyotas, I'm sure you're fine with it, but getting in here is a little bit of a struggle as far as getting this Corolla open. You have to really put your fingers in there and find the latch. But that's okay. And move on to some other things. We have, in our vehicle, we actually have, you'll have your ABS module, which is actually back in here. You'll have your oil stick, and the GMs use 5W30 oil. You have your windshield wiper fluid in the front here. You have your fuse box. You have your transmission fluid, your brake fluid, all that stuff. With that said, in the Cruze now we built an Ecotec engine, a 1.4 engine with 138 horsepower. It is a 1.4 Ecotec turbo engine. The Toyota Corolla, what you have is a 1.8 VVT engine. Now with that said, you might be thinking to yourself, wow, that's a little bigger of an engine, but the Cruze, the output of the gas mileage is segment leading in that respect, with it going down to 0.4, and the turbo actually puts the horsepower above the Toyota Corolla. Also, the Cruze has 36 highway and 24 city for the mileage. It can go out to 525 miles on the fuel range. And on the Cruze, you actually have a 6-speed automatic transmission with smooth shift patterns. And on the Corolla, you actually have a 5-speed automatic transmission. So again, it's just making the Cruze a little bit faster. We're going to go ahead and move to the interior. Now the Cruze has the best-in-class roomy size interior. You'll notice from looking at each vehicle, you actually have a longer vehicle in the Cruze, and it's still outputting, again, better gas mileage. We're going to start here on the door. You have standard power locks and power windows. You have child-safe locks. With the power locks there, I just want to pull out the keys here. What we have here, you'll see the Toyota. Now this is standard on the Toyota. You don't have power locks right away, or keyless entry. On the Cruze, we do have keyless entry on their standard. So that's another advantage over the Corolla. We also have remote vehicle start available again. With that said, I will move over to the steering wheel here. You have electronic power steering. You have telescoping steering wheel. If you go over to your radio there, you actually have CD player, you have MP3 player, AM/FM radio, XM for 3 months, with Bluetooth available. You also have, if you move up above to the rear view mirror, you will have OnStar. That's with 10 total airbags. Again, comparing that to Corolla. Corolla actually has 6 in that vehicle, so you have 4 more airbags, again, to protect you. And this is the reason why, again, Cruze is the safest vehicle on the market today. The OnStar gives you, that is free for 3 months, it actually gives you stolen vehicle location assistance, automatic crash response, with indicators going around the vehicle to tell the ambulance where you were hit. This way, if there is a problem, they can get right to you. Toyota does not carry that, so that is an advantage to us. Now also there is a MyLink application, which is a newer application, which connects your cell phone with the car with the OnStar services, so you can check every OnStar service you want with the car when you're at a baseball game or something like that. And you also have email diagnostics with that, which amounts to basically they can email you a checkout of your vehicle, saving you the hassle of going into a dealership and trying to find out what's wrong with your vehicle. With a diagnostics check, that'll cost you $80 to $90 in that regard of actually checking it out. They will actually decipher the code for you and tell you what it is, which will save you the time and everything to be able to do that. So again, just more advantages we have on the Cruze. Something else I want to point out to you in the front here is we have a driver information center, which is standard. Now on the Corolla, I'll give them credit. They have a little bit of a driver information center. They have a trip A, a trip B, they have your odometer. But we go one step further. We have your tire pressure monitoring system. We have your oil life. We have your trip A, your trip B. We have your odometer. Basically, we have a ton of stuff in there. You can set up your locks. You can choose the language you want to speak. Basically, for the vehicle to be safer for you. We'll move on to the back now. As you'll notice, I continue to open these doors. Again, these doors are very heavy, basically for the safety of the vehicle. You'll notice down here, I actually have pulled down the seat. The seat in the back here, we have a rear folding seat with a 60-40 split bench. In the center here, we have the armrest with 2 cup holders there. So we have that in our car. If you'll come over with me and just look at the Corolla. Again, these doors in the Corolla are actually pretty light. If you get hit in here, your car is going to probably be totaled. It probably won't take much. And then if you actually feel the seats back here, they're not nearly as sturdy as the Cruze, and this seat doesn't actually come down. In our Cruze, we actually standard, again, it actually folds down flat. Now, on the trunk for the Toyota Corolla, while I'm over here, you have to pop it. So again, it comes up pretty fast there for you, but if you are on the Cruze here, this vehicle actually pops up right here. The advantage of that is that, again, if you have your hands full, you can actually just put in groceries. Now that is an advantage as far as not having to walk up to the front of the vehicle and pull that trunk latch. I want to mention a few things about the trunk. You have had the Z-Lick rear suspension to help your ride again be more amazingly quiet. You'll have a rear flat folding seat standard that also help with longer pieces going through the trunk. You have the rear parking aid sensor available, which is available in the 2LT and above. I did want to mention one thing. Speaking of the trunk and the back seat, you have a latch system here, which is again more safety standard in the Cruze. The latch system is very important for your children. We do have that standard in the Cruze again. So basically, that would be the difference between the 2011 Cruze here and the 2011 Toyota Corolla. Just want to point out some more things to you where we have an advantage over the Corolla itself. We have 5 years of warranty, 100,000 miles, that is on the powertrain, which is your transmission, your engine, and your front rear drive assembly. In that regard, Toyota has a 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty. Ours is 40,000 miles longer. If you talk to anybody in GM, we actually have the best coverage in the industry. With that, we have 3 years, 36,000 miles. We have 5 years of roadside assistance. So all we have here is a 2011 Cruze, which will start you at $16,995, where you can get the Eco model, which goes up to 40 miles per gallon now. If you add in the automatic transmission, you added $925 to that, which will be $17,920 for your price. We just asked with our inventory outside, you just choose your color.